Hello everybody, today I'll be showing you how I make chocolate chip cookies. I got the recipe off YouTube from Joshua Weissman. I have made these cookies quite a few times and I thought it'd be nice to show you how I make them. So let's go ahead and get started with the ingredients. I have all-purpose flour, kosher salt, vanilla extract, unsalted butter, 2 eggs, baking soda, granulated sugar, brown sugar. For the brown sugar you can go either light or dark brown sugar. I went with black for a darker color. And some 60% cacao bittersweet chocolate. I will go over the measurements of each ingredient as we go on. Now that we have all our ingredients at the ready, let's go ahead and get started. First, in a small bowl, we're going to start off by measuring about 1.5 cups or 200 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm opting to measure out by weight because it is more accurate. I really recommend using a food scale, but if you do not have one, you can still measure out by using measuring cups. Just make sure that you are not trying to pack in the flour, otherwise you're going to have an over-floured cookie. Make sure you spoon in the flour so that way you don't have too much flour in your cookies. Next, we're going to add in half teaspoon or 3 grams of kosher salt and half teaspoon or 4 grams of baking soda. You can optionally sprinkle in a little bit of cinnamon if you want. I find it gives a little light and subtle warmth to the cookies. I got that idea off of another food YouTuber, Binging with Babish. And then go ahead and grab whatever you want to mix the dry ingredients with. I'm going with a tiny whisk and mixing it all together until evenly incorporated. Go ahead and put that off to the side, and now we're going to go ahead and tend with our wet ingredients. Next, we're going to go ahead and take 1 stick or half a cup of unsalted butter, and we're going to cut it into a few pieces and place them onto a pan and heat until melted. Cutting the butter into pieces helps with it melting faster. Make sure to move the butter around in the pan every so often so the melted butter doesn't pop on you. Once melted, turn off the heat. In a medium-sized bowl, we're going to measure out 3/4 of a cup and 2 tablespoons or 200 grams of packed brown sugar, dark or light, and half a cup or 112 grams of granulated sugar. Go ahead and whisk them all together until combined and then add in the melted butter. I use a rubber spatula to make sure I got all the butter out of the pan. Whisk all that together, I went ahead and got a bit of a closer shot so you guys can see what's going on inside my bowl. Next, we're going to add 1 egg. Then we're going to mix it all in until well incorporated. Then we're going to add in 1 egg yolk. If you're scared that you're going to break the yolk, go ahead and just crack it into a bowl and then try using your hands to scoop out the egg yolk and then have the eggs white just slip right between your fingers. It's pretty easy. Mix all that together, then we're going to add 2 teaspoons or 4 grams of vanilla extract. Whisk all that together until everything is a smooth mixture like this. Go ahead and grab your flour mixture and add it to the wet ingredients. Gently mix it all together. Carefully not to mix too hard, otherwise some of that flour mixture will fly right out of the bowl. Make sure you scrape the sides of the bowl if any flour is stuck on the side. And then next thing you know, there we go, we have some cookie dough. All that's left to do is to add some chocolate. Go ahead and take about 6-8 ounces of your chocolate and give them a rough chop. If you'd rather have chocolate chips, then you can go ahead and use chocolate chips. But I like the roughly chopped chocolate just because they give this unique look and random pieces of chocolate throughout the cookie when you bite into it. Once it's all chopped up, go ahead and just make sure you add in any chocolates on your knife and then dump in the chocolate and fold them into the dough. I'm going to go ahead and dump the dough into a smaller bowl and just look how nice it looks. We're going to cover and place it in the fridge for an hour or up to overnight. The more the dough sits, the more flavorful the cookies will be. But if you want to go ahead and start scooping out their cookies, then go ahead and do so. But I really do recommend just letting them sit a little bit. After some time has passed, the dough has firmed up quite a bit. Now I'm making these cookies for a family barbecue tomorrow, so I was told to make 24 cookies. I went ahead and measured the total weight of the cookie dough, and I got about 1.3 ounces per cookie that I needed to make. I usually go for about a 2-ounce cookie. It's a little bit bigger, but these will have to do. Once the cookies have been measured out, place on a parchment-lined baking sheet and place about 1 inch or 2 apart. Then we're going to go ahead and take these cookies and place them in a preheated oven about 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 8 to 12 minutes. Just make sure you just keep an eye on them so they don't get too dark. Pull them out and just wow, look at these. Now once they're out, just make sure you keep them on the baking sheet just for a minute or two. Then transfer them onto a cooling rack. Now the reason why you should remove them off the baking sheet is just because if you keep them on there, they're actually going to continue baking just because of the heat from the pan. So we don't want that to happen all too much. We just want maybe the bottoms of it to firm up a little bit. Then once the bottoms have firmed, that's when we can go ahead and move the cookies over and then have them cool until they're ready to be eaten. And just look at that. A very delicious cookie. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know if you'd like to see more. Thanks.